Cinema. Fuck this. Watch Mandy.
Yeah, you just saw Mandy. What's up, guys? My name is James, and I'm in the studio with
John
and my brother
Gray.
What's up, Gray? Glad to have you back, man. This is awesome that
back.
you're here. And this is Cinema Shat, brought to you every Thursday. On the Thursday, every Thursday. On
Remember,
the third day.
Thursday.
Yeah. And Cinema
Thirsty?
Shat.
Are you feeling thirsty on a Thursday?
Thirsty
Then
on a
quench
Thursday.
your parchment with parchment paper, and then and then maybe put this podcast on in the background.
Yeah, maybe. Or you could put it on and then set whatever you're listening to on fire. So, Cinema Shat is where we talk about this week's Shit Show Showdown, where we watch two movies go head to head or butt to butt, and then here on the podcast we talk about the Shit Show Showdown and the shit show that is our lives, along with other movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's not predominantly just shit show, but yeah, nonetheless.
And I think we should let the people know who we are for the people who don't already know.
Yeah, we are Alienartschool, and you can find us on YouTube. Over the Top Media is
For now, but we only have like 10 more subscribers. So if you're listening and you're not subscribed, we only need 10 more. And so maybe hit that subscribe button, and we'd really appreciate you. And but we're Alien Art School, all pretty much at Alien Art School everywhere.
Yeah.
Facebook at Alien Art School, Instagram at Alien Art School, Twitter, and then we also have our subreddit r/Alien Art School.
So yeah, that's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, keep in mind, if you subscribe, just unsubscribe later. Just let us make a custom URL and change our name. That's all we fucking want.
Or you could just subscribe and then never watch us too. That works.
Yeah, that's cool.
We can fall to the wayside. I know how YouTube algorithms work. If you stop watching us for one episode, it never shows you an episode again.
Really?
It's not like one, but it's like
Some
two or
weird
three.
shit
Yeah,
that,
and because they have a thing where it used to show all your subscriptions. It would show their newest stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now it only shows the ones that you are constantly clicking on.
Oh,
I'll notice specific YouTubers that I'll watch, I won't see their stuff pop up if I don't watch every single one.
Oh wow, that's lame.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, I mean, we're begging, so we're pretty lame too.
Yeah,
Whatever.
What can you say?
We're FDR's legs. We're lame as fuck. Okay, so this week we watched two movies. Great, one of them you actually chose, and then who was the winner of the other one?
Caleb, I believe.
Caleb, that's right.
Yeah.
Caleb couldn't be here today, and neither could Josh. No big deal. We are going to talk about Blood Relic, which was our first film, and it stars people you don't even fucking know or have heard of. And then we've got ELEKTRA, who stars people you've never even fucking heard of or know of. Oh, excuse me, that's Jennifer Garner. That's who that is.
Garn.
Jay Garn. Anyways, so who wants to thrust us into the first movie? Well, great. We'll save ELEKTRA for you, since that was your choice. You were one of the winners.
Also my favorite movie ever.
Also your favorite movie ever. Let's see. John, you want to start us off with Blood Relic? Just give us a
little rundown
summary of what we watched here.
All right, yeah, I'm going to read exactly off of the back of the book. Nah.
Yeah.
Anyways, Blood Relic was a slasher film, a low-budget slasher film made in 2005, trying to use the classic tropes of the 1980s slasher films that made them so successful, not realizing that it doesn't work anymore.
It's dated. Yeah,
it's very dated, and you're already filming with flat lighting in a sense, in a horror film. I'm honestly a little insulted that the writer, because the writer was the cinematographer, was willing to have a title of cinematographer. That was somewhat insulting to me.
No, he's good. What are you talking about?
Anyways, it's a slasher that takes place at an Air Force base, because I guess the guy that directed and funded most of it was friends with, this is just a theory, was friends with somebody who owned a museum. So they started out with at an Air Force base, parentheses, because it's just tightening the shots so that you don't see the non-Air Force related type planes.
Right.
And then then it comes to the exact same place, and it's clearly the same planes. There's just more now because you see all the goofy ones too.
Yeah.
And they just have a bunch of rambunctious teenagers doing crazy stuff and having wild sex, and then they get hacked to pieces because
barely.
80s slasher films. Yeah, barely fucking.
Yeah, the violence is
the violence was very
underwhelming.
subpar, especially considering I saw Mandy not an hour before that,
Yeah.
the violence was really subpar with how well they did it.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, go watch Mandy if you haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I mean,
stop what you're doing. Go watch
it's
Mandy.
a little ultra violent, so if you're not good with violence, maybe not. But otherwise, watch Mandy.
Yeah.
Anyways, going back to this movie.
Yeah, Blood Relic.
So
No, this stars.
the whole
This stars not. It doesn't star, but it features Terry Ziplow. What?
I forget his name, but yeah,
He's from Tim and Eric.
But yeah, that's
He's the guy that
actually
does the
that's the
weather.
director, Billy
Yeah.
Drago. He directed and associate producer, so he pretty much funded the thing.
Yeah. I mean, it was just an excuse to see tits on tits on tits.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it seemed like every single actress had a stipulation in their contract outside of the leading actress
Yeah, it was like
that you
3 out
had
of 4,
to show
right?
tits.
3 out of 4, or was
4
it 4 out of 5? Yeah, there were 5.
Because even the goth chick like unzipped the one.
Oh yeah, she did a single tit.
Yeah.
She did a single boobie.
Little single boob action.
She freed the nip.
Yeah, freed the nip. But yeah, there's just a dude dressed as an Air Force pilot, hacking them up in different ways with and I guess the whole reasoning behind all of this is because there's a spooky necklace that's barely established at the beginning.
It looks like they made it that day.
Yeah.
Like they were like,
oh god,
here, just put it together. Just here's some string.
yeah, it was a god awful prop. But yeah, it plays like your very formulaic slasher.
Yeah.
And then you called it. It ends with a scream.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yes, yes. But hold on. Let's jump into a couple of things before we
get all the way to
blow
that
our
point.
relic blood load. God, I should have got some water for myself. Okay, so you know me. I got the notes. I'm flipping the papers over here.
He's got the notes.
Okay, so yeah, we've lots of boobs. I think we should touch on that. Not the boobs that unless asked. No, John, leave me alone. I'm trying to talk.
Okay, fine.
John's handing me 50 different things like I'm a newscaster. What is it? This just in.
Could sand actually kill you tonight at 6?
Yeah. Is sand killing you?
Tonight at 6.
Tonight at 6. Okay, so yeah, there's we just touched on that there was a lot of boobs in the movie, but honestly, that doesn't do it any justice with how much boobs. Like right off the bat, there's this sex scene going on, but it looks like the killer, right? She's like, "Oh no, don't hurt me."
real early
And
into
then
the movie.
The killer. I'll use quotes for that. You guys can see the quotes right now.
Air
Do you see the quotes if you're looking
see
at
them,
your
y'all?
YouTube? No, I'm not talking to
look-
y'all. I'm talking to the audience. I know
No,
y'all
that's what I'm saying.
see 'em.
Can you see it, y'all? Look into your third eye.
Okay, so one girl is being attacked by somebody who is masked and has a knife and is like, telling her to take her shirt off, take her panties off, and then the guy reveals himself and he's like, "Oh, it's not hot enough. You're too into it." Basically, he wants her to just be crying and gagging.
Yeah,
and
he has a rape fantasy.
Horrible rape fantasy right there. Horrible rape fantasy. But cheers to her as a partner. She's trying.
Yeah.
She's trying. She's
And-
saying yes and
And later in the movie, it kind of shows that it seems like she might be into it as well because she's like, "Oh, if you're not even choking me, like if you're not even gonna try when it's the
Yeah.
actual killer."
Yeah, Caleb called that. They were like,
Yeah.
he said, they're gonna reuse this scene, but it's gonna be the killer next time. And we're all like, yeah, obviously, like that's gonna fucking happen, obviously. But right out the bat, boobs. She's like, "Let me take my shirt off and stuff," and then boobs. And we were all like, "No, honey, not for this movie."
Yeah.
But then turns out every honey for this movie did, except for the one girl, the virgin character.
Yeah.
And they go from that scene where the rape fantasy guy is like disappointed in her, and so then they start making out anyways, and then it cuts to cards. They're playing cards. I guess we haven't really set up the scenario.
Oh yeah. Okay.
These kids are sleeping over in a aeronautics museum where they have planes and stuff.
They're having a seance because
having a
that's
seance.
cool for some reason.
Yeah, no, it is cool. What are you talking about? Get the fuck out of the studio. Okay, it's just Gray and I. Gloria, pin it. John's gone. they're having some seance, and they're like, let's have a seance, and there's the one chick that's all gothy, and she's titties out too.
Yeah,
she's titties out too.
And
she pops out of nowhere.
The gothy chick isn't even the one that leads the seance too. It's the chick with the string around her neck.
The choker.
Yeah.
The I do anal.
The string.
But
yes, the I do anal string.
Yes. Okay, so we got this girl. She's in a rape fantasy. Turns out it's her boyfriend. Jump cut 2. We've got the protagonist who has what'd you say earlier? Jufro?
Jufro, yeah.
Yeah, he's got that hair from 8 Crazy Nights, with Adam Sandler where he's animated and his hair's all puffy and stuff. It looks great. It's like Corbin bluing all over the place. It's just flipping back and forth. It's okay to laugh. Anyways, so he is in love with our virgin, blonde hair, blue-eyed character. She doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke, she doesn't play strip poker like all the other girls are playing, apparently. So they're all getting naked, and then, God damn it, this movie is so bad. Okay, and then there's a killer on the loose, but the killer on the loose is possessed. Yeah, they don't know. Yeah, that's the irony, right? Oh, who could it be? Oh God, who could it be?
Who done it?
Okay, so I'm gonna adjust my microphone. Oh wow, that sounds a bit better. So there's a seance. They bring death or whatnot, but they say that the place is haunted, right? They're like, if that's not the definition of haunted, I don't know what is. And we were all like, that's not the definition of haunted. Just because somebody got murdered there, that makes it a crime scene. That doesn't make it a haunted fucking house. Oh, what's that? Oh, something's peeing in my pants. Oh, what is it? Stupid.
Are there spirits here?
Yeah, spirit. This stuff is so lame. Lame. Anyways, so the seance going on. They all break apart. Everybody's partying, drinking, yada yada, and everybody's getting picked off one by one. And the acting is so fucking bad. I have horrible, top-notch, bad acting.
Come on now, let's not just single out the acting. It was all trash.
Yeah, I mean
everything.
The directing, terrible.
The writing,
terrible.
God, there was a boom in the shot. I saw that. I was like, "There's boom in the shot right there." What are you doing, Doug?
The cinematography in air quotes again. We've established this. Infuriated me.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, there's not even a single shot that I can think of. Well, there's the one shot. Okay, so the guy that has the rape fantasy, he's been tortured and murdered, and he's hanging somewhere, and everybody's looking at him. They're like, "Oh my God, who did this?"
Yeah, but he'd already established before that.
I was just about to say he's a prankster, so he fakes his death through the beginning of the movie. So he's crying wolf, and of course the wolf gets him in a sense, and then they're like, "Oh my God, somebody really is here," and then they trot off. In the middle of the fucking crossfade, the actor moves his head all right, here we go, because his head's hanging like he's Jesus. Yeah, exactly. He's hanging like he's been crucified, like he's Jesus. So his head is hung and his arms are up, and then halfway through the crossfade, you see his head pop up, he adjusts his posture to stand up because he's a living human being. He's not dead. And I screamed. I could not believe that I saw that in a movie where you see the last few seconds of a take where they've called cut. They used the cut part in the fucking movie. I just couldn't believe it. Dove, what are you doing, sweetie? Come here. Come here. Come give your daddy kisses. Anyways, great. What was your favorite part of this movie? Because after we had this week's shit show, comparatively, you enjoyed this week. You were like, that was so much fun watching both of these bad movies. So I saw you laughing the whole time at Blood Relic.
It was riveting the whole time. The main, the Aryan actress.
A little closer.
Yeah, get a little closer to the mic so we can hear you.
The Aryan actress, the blonde, blue-eyed, the virgin.
Yeah, the Aryan, yeah.
When she had her hands
the Aryan
on her
at the
head.
Aeronautics Museum?
Yeah, it was when she had her hands on her head oh my God.
Oh, yeah, she was feeling such distress. Was that after they saw the first body or something?
Yeah.
She just could not believe, and she's just like, oh my God. She didn't say, "Oh my God," but her performance did.
It was great acting, and
I think that's when you broke. You were just like, "I give up."
For 20 seconds, I just kept laughing.
It's because it was bad. It was fucking bad. John, what say you?
I gotta say that if we're talking about acting right now, Jufro is literally the only one I would be like, all right, keep at it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else would be like, maybe a different career.
Yeah, I don't know what that actor's name is, but he was the only one that had
Lil Dicky.
Yeah,
it was Lil Dicky. He had his shirt tucked in with his dad shoes on and some black slacks,
oh my
no
God,
belt.
That's right. He had like the main outfit was like what you'd see somebody trying to wear to like middle school prom. Where
Oh my God,
it's way
yes.
too baggy. And
It's
like
baggy in
silk
all the wrong
shirt
spots.
And then he's wearing new white and black New Balance shoes or whatever kind of
Some
I don't know
sort
what
of
brand
running
they were,
shoe.
but they were clearly like dad shoes, like you called them.
Yeah, dude, straight up. He's going to a barbecue. Oh, he's gonna go get the trailer and grab the boat real quick. It's like it's those fucking shoes. Whoever's listening, just picture a dad wearing shoes. Oh, what are you doing, Dad? Oh, you cutting the grass? Oh, I see. You got your shoes on. You got your shoes on for it. So, anyways, that was your favorite part. That's a good point. We were talking about how like he was the only one that actually had acting chops.
Yeah.
Everybody else was just. Bleh. And he was the only one that had like range, but then again, he was the only one that had monologues. You know, I don't know. He's the only one that had promise, like you said.
Because thinking about like how his first couple lines were all like jokey.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about when they initially casted it, they wanted the prankster to be the lead, but like he wasn't very good, and they're like, oh well, at least this guy can at least show the range somewhat that we need for the serious scenes. So I guess we got to make the jokester the lead now.
Yeah. Well, what was the director's name again? You said it.
Billy Hogg?
Billy Drago?
Billy Drago. Ivan Drago. I must break you.
No, seriously.
It's Billy Drago. It says it's the
starring,
first name.
Yeah, that's
It's the first name.
It's starring, but does that mean he's directing it too?
Yes, I remember that. I remember that name.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
God, they got
That's
a
the
line
guy from Tim and
producer.
Eric is
Remember
Billy
that?
Drago. They had a best boy.
Yeah,
Also
they did
had
have
hair.
a best boy. No, the director is J. Christian Ingordson.
Well, Billy Drago is the guy that put the money into it.
Yeah. He's the one with really bad teeth.
Yeah, he's the one with the really bad teeth.
Oh, he's right here,
and
too.
He's the associate producer. Yeah, Jay Ingvordson is the director. But, like, and then also they had Tom something.
Hiddleston.
No, they had Tom Hiddleston. They had one other dude. And I remember it's him and Ingvordson have written a bunch of movies together. And, like, one of them does the screenplay and the other does the directing.
How?
Yeah, Tom Howe.
Yeah.
Matthew Howe.
Or Matthew Howe. Yeah, and then
Yeah, he did the screenplay. God, this is
so they've done a ton of movies together. How also did the cinematography.
Okay, it says here's the front. Sorry, I'm not segueing out of that on purpose. A voodoo curse has been unleashed
Or lack thereof.
again. So in the beginning of the movie, there's a guy. He's killing people in a military base, and he's wearing this stupid fucking necklace that it looks like they got it Earthbound. Like
No,
it looks like
they went to Cancun and they found it.
yeah. That's the story. Yeah, I found it somewhere in the world. Yeah.
Where in the world
so this guy is
Carmen Sandiego's necklace.
So we've got like this sergeant or general or colonel or somebody of power in the military base, and he's killing people because of this blood relic, and then he hides it in like
the worst
panel.
possible spot.
Just wall panel. Yeah, it's wall paneling for I don't know who the fuck knows.
Who cares?
The building that they actually shot in was just some workshop. Like it wasn't like a real military base.
Yeah,
it was clearly a museum.
It was the museum. He was friends with somebody at the museum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming Billy Drago because he's the guy with the money.
Mm-hmm.
And he was probably friends with the museum's owner, and they let them shoot there for a weekend.
It showed. It definitely showed. God, remember that one where they're all standing in like sequential order, but they're like standing at a distance.
And it looks like it's like an early '90s kids show.
Yes. Oh my God. You've got like the two people talking in the front of the closest the foreground of the frame. There we go. James figured it out. We've got two people talking in the foreground of the screen.
For James, everybody.
And they're on the right side of the frame, and then cascading to the left side is just everybody in order, and they're just all standing there. Like the guy in the back wouldn't have been able to hear what the fuck was happening, but they're all standing attentively like, ooh, what's going on? Ooh, we're all just arranged in a fucking diagonal, essentially, with head height.
I could just see the guy at the back being like, Well, I guess I'm stuck with the shit spot. I'll figure out what's going on as we go, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, we have to stand like this, so. This is how normal
At least they
act.
tried. It was just, you want to stagger those.
Yeah.
You don't want them standing in a perfect line.
Yeah.
You want them staggered the way people stand. People don't stand in a queue. They don't stand in a line. Unless they're waiting for something. Oh, maybe they were waiting for the movie to start.
Yeah, they were waiting for the line for him to say.
They're going to be waiting a long time.
Say your fucking lines.
That movie didn't start till the credits rolled. Raouled.
I was born this way.
Shout out to Raoul.
Yeah.
I was born this way, Sturt.
Shout out to Raoul. I like how he's got this big wooden axe.
Yeah,
the cover of the movie looks like a scarecrow. It looks like a scarecrow on the cover,
Yeah,
but they're in
never shows
industrial, like...
Yeah, they never use that axe. Yeah, when I saw the cover, I thought that took place on an island, like Club Dread. They never used that axe.
Yeah, like Club Dread,
Yeah.
or just anywhere.
Yeah.
A farm out in just Wyoming, just
Yeah, I
lost
see that.
somewhere. Just weird place. Nope, it's at a museum, and it's all flat lighting, and nothing is scary.
Yeah, literally the only shot that I liked out of that entire fucking movie was the aircraft carrier where the sun's going down. And if you manage to fuck up a sunset shot, you're just bad.
Yeah. Well,
Like
you
the
know
sun
they just
does
went
all
to
the work for you.
They did have some stock footage, but they did shoot on an actual.
Yeah, because it was an aeronautics museum, like
Yeah.
you're saying, and like they have an aircraft carrier at the museum.
Probably,
So
yeah.
they just shot.
Yeah, I was like, let's see this motherfucker out at sea.
Yeah.
Let's see him. He's on this, is he? Mm-hmm. But you're right. That was the best shot. It was the
Yeah.
only one that had.
But again, if you fuck up,
But it's a textbook shot, so that's why it looks good.
If you fuck up a sunset shot, you're doing something wrong. The sun does all the work for you.
Yeah, it's the golden time.
Yeah.
It's like the best time to film.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Greg? You look like you had something.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Y'all said it was the best shot, and I don't know if y'all saw the poker scene, but that was definitely the best shot.
The best shot.
Like
Greg's
the
a
thing
huge
from last week with the duck tits. Now we get to see human tits, and it just added on.
Yeah.
And then
This wasn't even your pick, and you're loving it.
Yeah.
and then after watching both movies, we went back and watched a little bit of the special features of Howard the Duck. And
We
then we got to
did.
see some high definition duck titties.
Yeah, some
Yes.
HDDDs. No, HDDTs.
Yeah.
HD double T's.
Stupid. HDDDPTT Wow, that's sexy.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
I've got a boner just thinking about it.
I got a boner. Okay, so let's address the twist, because I was saying how somebody was in the beginning. This man was killing people, and then he hid the necklace. Well, somebody in the group of kids doing stupid shit and getting killed for it. One of them finds the necklace.
Yeah,
and
it was
it's-
military girl and Jufro.
Yeah. I mean, she gets all angry. She gets aggro like immediately. Immediately Estevez. And then somehow it's never seen again until the end, right?
Yeah.
It's never seen again until...
Yeah, I really don't remember what they do with it. I think he like throws it somewhere. That's it.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it was so.
We were
such a
laughing and
forgettable
talking
movie.
through a lot of it, which kind of hinders it, because it's fun to make fun of the movies, but sometimes you genuinely have no clue what's going on. So then you
Yeah.
start to get bored. So like sometimes I'm listening and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck they're saying, but it's probably bad. It's probably bad, but I
Yeah.
want to know what bad
That's
shit
why
they're
the
saying.
best
So
one.
I
That's
can
why
at
the
least...
best ones that keep you enthralled in there are the
Yeah.
ones like the Miami Connection or
Yeah.
fucking that Austrian film. Because
Great.
like the acting
Miami
is
Connection.
just so bad it's good.
Yeah, what was Silent Blood Night?
Silent Blood Night. Yes,
Silent
I
Blood
love
Night
that movie
is one of
so
the best
much.
shit show pictures we've watched. It was what were they made it? It was Ukrainians?
No, Austria, I believe.
Austrians. Austrians made an American movie, and they had like
Yeah, the
American
entire-
dialogue, but they have no rhythm or
Yeah.
cadence to it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the entire thing was filmed in Austria with an Austrian crew and cast, but for some reason they insisted on speaking in English.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds amazing.
I'm reporter. What is it? I'm successful reporter.
Yeah.
I'm here in water. She's a reporter, and she's always in a bathing suit.
Yeah, she's always in a bikini to report.
She's like
the
just
news.
holding a mic. I'm standing in water, and we're reporting murders. It's like, do you know how people talk? I mean, you do, Austrians, but you don't know how
Yeah,
Americans talk.
yeah.
Americans don't talk like
I
that.
go back to L.A.
I go back, no,
No. Yeah. Have you seen? Yeah.
that guy's screaming,
Yeah,
no. We've digressed. Gray's confused.
Oh, God,
Watch
it is.
that.
Yo,
Take it
what's
with you.
that?
Yeah, I'll go home and watch it.
Yeah, you should. I'm guarantee you'll
Silent
laugh.
Blood Night. You'll get a kick out
It's
of it.
fucking
It's great.
hilarious. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, okay, so there's the ritual blood relic whatever thing. We don't see it for a while, but people are getting picked off. And I have a theory that the blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl, I have a theory she's the killer. And there was something about it. It was just like, you know, when you're editing a film or you're watching a movie that is well edited like Scream, you know where characters are when other characters are getting murdered. So it's like when people are getting picked off, you know where the other people are because they're safe. You're like, oh, they're walking down this hall. There's not going to be a killer because the killer's somewhere else right now. And so then when old girl just popped out of nowhere and was like, oh my God, I haven't seen you guys in like forever and stuff. And then she like finds out that 2 people are dead. And we haven't seen her for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I crossed my arms and tilted up my chin and I was like, she's in on it. And that bitch was. She was the fucking killer. Because there was a way that the killer walked. Remember when we finally see the killer in the second rape fantasy scene when the girl's like, oh, it's you. Oh, you changed your outfit. You know, like she literally gave her boyfriend an outfit to wear. And her boyfriend, quote unquote, comes walking in and she's like, cool outfit.
Yeah, she gave him like
it's
a Red
not even the
Baron
same outfit.
Yeah, she gave him like a Red Baron outfit and he was wearing like modern fighter pilot.
Yeah, Top Gun attire.
Yeah.
He looked nothing like Red Baron. Tricked you, Baron.
Baron.
He looked nothing like the Red Baron and everything like Goose from Top Gun. And she's like, oh, sexy outfit.
If I'm going to digress for a second, though, if I can, I don't know why Tom Cruise was denying all the gay allegations. I mean, when he was in a gay porn.
Top Gun?
Top Gun, yeah.
Top Gun. You know they're making a second one. He's the teacher.
Yeah, I know. I follow
the passing.
I follow all the
that's right. I forgot you know.
He's the preacher. That's what it is.
Preacher. He's the preacher. I'm the preacher, and I'm here to teach you something. I'm Tom Cruise. That's the worst impersonation. Tom, what are you up to, bud?
I'm Jack Reach Around.
Tom, what are you doing, bud? If you ever hear this, we'd love to have you on the show. Also, you and my dad look alike. Right, Gray?
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about all the gay stuff. I'm just, making jokes.
Yeah, they're just
You've heard them
jokes.
before.
They're just jokes.
They're
These
just
are the
jokes,
jokes.
Tom. We believe you.
Everything
We
up
believe
until
you.
this point, John, was not a joke,
Yeah.
but that was. So you've started us off.
Yeah, we believe you. Xenu's real. Baba booey, baba booey.
Bazinga. Anyways, so we find this older gentleman who we, the audience, recognize as the first killer, right? And we're like, and another thing that confirms, okay, hold on. So we see this older gentleman and they bump into him and they're like, who are you? And he's like, oh, I'm just a maintenance guy. Meanwhile, he's just been walking around not getting murdered. Okay, so we get this and everybody's like, well, that's the killer. That's what they want us to think is the red herring, but it's not. The blonde is the red herring right off the bat. And he's saying how like he was part of the murders in the past. I don't know. It was all confusing. Nonetheless, I was like, there's no way the killer can be killing somebody right now and then abduct somebody within the same scene behind our characters. So it's like they're trying to save somebody from choking. Remember, they're opening the door.
God. They grabbed her in a span of 30 seconds. They grabbed her, closed the door,
rigged it.
Yeah, rigged the door with a tie that you have to hook up from the ceiling. For whatever reason, already had the cable tie system in there. Like, fucking hooked her into it to where she's being choked by it.
She's also topless. Tits out again.
Yeah,
Tits out again.
And he stripped her. All within 30 seconds.
Lots of weird camera angles on boobs.
Yeah.
Like when the boobs are out,
yeah.
like we're seeing different angles as if it's like an Oscar-winning film. Like, look at all these different angles. Look at the lighting on the nipples. It's like really weird.
And the best titty shot goes to.
Yeah.
And the best titty shot. You're talking about the goth chick.
That whole movie is a classic example of like they had seen how the movies are supposed to be done, and they tried to do the shots, but they didn't really know like the purpose behind the shot or the meaning behind the shot.
Well, Terry Ziploge or whatever his name is, Billy Drago, that guy. He grew up in the 70s and 80s film. And so
And
that's when you have slashers
that
are
was
really
during his
popular.
prime.
And slashers are just basically a mirror to giallo films, which is Italian horror,
Yeah.
where you get the POV of the killer, lots of breasts, lots of deaths, but everything is well shot. It's well composed. It's what's known as the beautiful death, right? In giallo films, like they get a beautiful death, and they could be falling through stained glass windows, or they're like the blood and cuts are in such a way, and so is the body, that it's very ballet-like. So there's all these things going into the thought process of killing naked women in Italian horror.
Yeah, because
when you
it's
try to
actually
do that
artsy.
and you're just a fucking pervert, it's not art. You're just looking at tits and you're choking a chick. It's like snuff film all the way. It's very, very weird and uncomfortable.
Definitely. And then on top of that reminded me, because I was thinking about like with the shots where they're just like they knew horror shots but didn't really know the concept.
Yeah.
Like they had an establishing, they're not the establishing shot, but one of the first shots in the movie is her showing up to work for the museum, and they did the kind of like shot from the attic kind of shot kind of thing when you first enter the house in like a haunted house movie.
Okay.
They had the shot from the attic where she's like, "Hello, is there anyone here?" Like, it's not fucking haunted. It's a slasher film.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this, like,
a new family
establishing
moves
this
into
whole
a
like
museum.
yeah, exactly. Where it's like, why are you establishing this whole concept of there's some sort of haunting and then never coming back to it, because they didn't understand why that shot is made.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, the psychology of it.
There's no. Yeah, so it's just they took a bunch of shots that they'd seen from horror movies and were like, okay, let's just use them.
Yeah.
No rhyme or reason. They just fucking.
Well, you got Terry Ziploch or whatever.
Of just terrible
He's
decisions.
making a film. Now, Gray, you're a huge fan of horror, right? Like, this is your favorite genre?
Well, I'm a huge fan of Blood Relic. Yeah, I am.
Blood Relic's number
Yeah,
one
you're
fan.
a huge horror fan. Now, how does this stack up to... I know that you and Dad watch a lot of horror films together, and y'all... that's kind of something that y'all share, which I'm totally envious of, but at the same time, I'm, like, so proud of. I'm like, that's so cool my dad and brother watch shitty horror films on the regular. Compared to other things you've watched, how does this stack up to other horror movies of the genre? I mean, not the genre of horror. I'm talking B-movie making genre. B-movie horror.
Well, the ones that we watch, they're not like laughable, you know?
Yeah.
Like this one, you could watch it and literally just laugh at the shots and stuff.
Yeah.
Like this one couldn't make it on Netflix, so you had to find it in a garage.
I mean, they literally had to change the cover just so you would buy it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I imagine the original cover just has an airplane, and there's a guy standing with a knife, and everybody's like, well, I know what that movie's about. A blood relic, clearly. It's like the movie's called Blood Relic, so we have to make it look more ritualistic. This looks like every 7 seasons the killer comes out. You know what I mean? Like it has that tone to the cover, like Jeepers Creepers. You know what I mean? Like it
like
feeds.
every 22 years.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it feeds. So it's interesting how the title doesn't even match the type of movie, but the cover matches the title.
Yeah. I want to watch that movie.
Yeah, I want to watch this too.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I mean, it's literally pictures with low opacity on top of other pictures. Like you can see things within layers. It's difficult to tell in the studio lighting, but like when you get close to right here around the mouth,
Where the jewel is.
Oh,
I see what you're saying.
And the relic's glowing on the cover. The relic does not glow at all. It literally looks like something that holds an incense.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a bear, or I don't know, whatever. So, like you said, this is the best horror film you've ever seen, comparatively.
Yes.
Yes. I don't have anything else to say about this. I'd like to segue into our next movie, but if you guys have anything else to touch on, I think we talked a little bit how, like, the main actress was the killer. Like, I was really happy about that. I was very proud of myself. That's like 2 weeks in a row, maybe 3 weeks in a row that I've just guessed the entire movie right out the bat. I'm like, this is some bullshit. I know it happens. I should be making movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why am I not?
I don't know. Why aren't you?
You should make Blood Relic.
Terrible.
That movie.
I probably could make this movie a whole lot better. Gray saw some of the skit that we worked on not too long ago, and he goes, "What camera is this?" And I was like, "It's my phone." He's like, "That's your phone?" I'm like, "Yeah. cameras work really well when you know how to use them.
Yeah.
You just usually get people holding it up vertically. Who the fuck watches movies like that?
Yeah.
Who watches a vertical movie?
with no lighting.
Yeah, no light. Anyways, I could rant all day about why people film like that. The only time I'm taking pictures with my phone vertically is if I'm doing a panoramic.
Yeah.
Because I want a wide, I want a horizontal.
Or Instagram, because it forces you into that kind of constrained square.
Actually, I just take photos using my camera, and because then you can adjust the size. Like you're saying, Instagram gives you the standard square.
Yeah.
But if you take a video or a picture at a different,
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Crop it.
Yeah, you don't have to
can-
crop it. It'll crop it automatically, but then you can click the uncrop option in Instagram, and it puts a wide. Like I've done Pana.
I've seen what you're saying. Yeah.
So there's a loophole around it. You gotta take the photo first, using the actual camera.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I was really happy with the fact that I called out that they were screaming it. I think all three of us at one point were like, they're screaming this. Like and what I mean by that is the movie Scream is where the people that are getting attacked are actually the killers. Hence Billy and...
Yeah, but it's done by somebody who's actually a horror genius.
Oh, no, yeah, abso-fucking-lutely.
Instead of...
And this movie post-dates Scream, so you know they're ripping
easily.
from it.
But it's post-date stream by like 9 years.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
abso-fucking-lutely.
easily a direct rip from Scream.
I think that's what gave it away to me. I was like, I've seen this before. This is Scream. And it's like...
Dude, that
I don't
movie
know,
post-date scary movie.
How dare you say that movie?
Really? That's
Yeah.
The first two are... I like the first two.
Yeah,
when
no,
the Waynes are in charge.
I only like Scary Movie 1. That's the only one I like. Because it's the only one that had balls to have an R rating.
Yeah. Well, Scary Movie 2, I thought that it didn't?
No.
Huh.
Are you sure? Because they had a sex scene with a ghost, and that sounds pretty
Yeah.
R-rated.
No.
Wasn't there also a sex scene with a weed plant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the clown tries to have
There's
sex with
there's
one of the
this-
Waynes, but
there's-
he ends up
and he
raping
pulls
the
him
clown.
back.
There's
Yeah.
no way it's PG-13. Freaking David Cross sucks himself off in that movie.
Maybe it is R.
It's gotta be R.
I don't know. The first one just had a dick in the ear.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? Like, that was a fucking hard R.
Yeah.
Like, tits, all sorts of stuff. Like, they were not ashamed to make any joke, and then it was like, how do we get a wider audience? Maybe the second one was a rated R, but everything after that was PG-13.
Yeah, because they went really bland and generic, like every single blank movie.
Yeah.
Like the only ones that I ever enjoyed of anything that had movie in the title,
Blank
Scary
Man.
Movie 1,
Oh.
Scary Movie 2, and not another teen movie.
Date
That's it.
movie.
I've never seen Date Movie.
Date movie's bad.
Okay.
Disaster movie is probably the worst movie I've ever watched in my entire fucking
Yeah,
life.
not another teen movie.
They
is,
filmed that in Shreveport.
Not another teen
At an
movie
audition.
is amazing. Because
Yeah.
it takes all the tropes from every teen movie.
Well, it also
and
has
flips them on
Chris
their head.
fucking Evans.
Yes.
Like, I don't know.
I just forever. Yeah, there's so many good scenes in that, like where they're parodying Varsity Blues,
Yeah.
where instead of the girl doing the whole like whipped cream
Abso-fucking
thing, it's
yeah,
him.
dude. It's him.
And
He
then-
just looks so weird with like
because he has a bra,
cream
yeah, it's a
nipples,
cream
yeah.
nipple bra. and then somebody's like, hey man, if you want to woo her, just find a song with her name in it and serenade her with it. And the girl he's trying to get is Jamie, so he sings "Jamie's Got a Gun" by Aerosmith while
That's
she's at
right.
class, and everyone in her class is like, "Jamie's got a gun!"
Jesus
Sorry, I
Christ.
peeked for sure there.
John loves to scream into the microphone.
I do.
But I do remember that. Jamie's got a gun, and then the police tackle her and
Yes.
everything. Yeah, I do remember that. I do like Not Another Teen Movie, but Scary Movie is the one I've seen the least that I was interested in. I don't know why we're talking about Scary Movie. Anyways,
Yeah, I don't remember
it's a
either.
shit show.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, I guess
Cinema
we'll wrap
Shat.
up Blood Relic. I would rather be possessed by a poorly carved voodoo relic than watch Blood Relic again.
Yeah. Gray, what say you? Would you watch this again?
Yeah, I watched it last night after you guys,
Went to bed.
sleep.
Yeah, okay, after we
Gotcha,
went to bed. I thought... See, I was trying to wonder why I had to pull the DVD out of the PlayStation. I was like, why is this back in the PlayStation?
I
But
thought I
that makes
already
sense.
took it out.
No, I had to take it out for you. Heyo. Okay, so let's segue into our second film of the night, which was
Daredevil 2.
Daredevil 2. All right, Greg. We have ELEKTRA, starring Jennifer's Garner, as I'm quoting you correct. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, Jennifer's Garner, and
I call her J Garn because we're at that level. We're cool like that.
oh my God, what does that say? The Baltimore Sun. Okay, here's a quote from the Baltimore Sun. Garner electrifies. End of quote. Great. Why don't you start us off with
I
this?
want
So
to
on the
find
back.
that quote. The person that works at the Baltimore Sun who wrote that and punched them directly in the face.
Yeah, that movie is not electrifying in any way. In
And
fact,
neither is that pun.
neither is that bun. All right, Grace. So what is this movie about? This is you're right, Daredevil 2, unofficially this is pre-MCU. So it's the pre-MCU.
Yeah, and then one of the producers was
Kevin Feige.
Yes.
Yeah, co-producer. Like
Oh
he
my-
didn't even have that. He didn't even have that big of a title yet. Now he's the goddamn. He runs fucking Marvel. It's just so crazy to see what can happen in just 10 years.
Definitely.
With somebody's
definitely.
definitely.
It's
Dolph
based off our
Lundgren.
names.
It's
Mr.
based off our names.
I'm Liz, and I'm Liz, and together we're publicity. It's based off our names. Okay. All right, Gray. This was your pick, so give us a summary of what this movie is about.
Well, before I get into it, there's also another quote.
Oh, let's hear it.
Chicago Reader, and it's a sleek action adventure.
Sleek action adventure.
I think where they went wrong is there wasn't a pun in it.
Yeah. What a missed opportunity.
I want to find the writer of that and punch them squarely in the face for not writing a pun.
And so stupid. I just picture one of those two getting punched again from not learning a lesson. It's like, yeah, you didn't even try, and your pun was terrible, but you punched the other guy that didn't try. That's for him trying. It's like, why? Why am I getting hit twice? Okay, so we keep cutting you off. Go ahead, bud.
So this is about Jennifer in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
She's all that stands between good and evil, which, if that's true...
You're just reading the back again.
I'm reading the front. I'm not on the back yet.
That it is on the front. She's the only thing between...
So Elektra's superpower is... I'm not really sure. She's OCD in one scene, and then one scene she can see 5 seconds before what happens.
I don't think... See, I didn't want to say it during the movie, but I think it's just like an intuition thing. Like a spider sense. Sorry, I just eye-rolled in the studio so fucking hard. Yeah, she's got like her own and I think it comes from the place that she was... I don't know.
The monk
raised.
training?
Yeah, the monk training. I don't know. There's
Yeah,
a blind guy that taught her martial arts.
She did train with Batman, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he did show up in the...
Yeah, he did.
Oh my God, it's Batman, guys!
Liam Neeson's was there.
Yeah, so Ben Affleck is in the deleted scene. But, okay, so I kind of set you up to fail there because the answer is this movie has no plot. I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
I don't even know either. I don't know if she wins or not at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
Oh, yeah.
There was
this
a
movie
girl
was
with a
so
necklace.
boring. Okay, Grace said OCD. Guys, one of the action montage scenes is her organizing her fucking bathroom.
And
There's nothing more empowering than having a
trying
female
so hard.
superhero do cliche female things in a house. Here she's scrubbing the floor. Why do you do that? I don't like my DNA everywhere. Bitch, you're sweating all over the fucking place. You haven't thought this through. You should
hair
be in...
follicles and skin particles
God.
are falling off.
Watch
of you right
Gattaca,
now.
bitch. Learn something. Gattaca's where it's at if you want to get rid of your DNA. If you want to fool the establishment.
He's right, you know.
Gattaca's a great movie, guys. If you haven't seen it, great. If you haven't seen that, Gattaca's fantastic. But nonetheless.
Well, I think the only coolest part was the guy who has the tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
And
Tattoo,
the
yeah.
tattoos come
They literally
out.
called him Tattoo.
Yeah.
His
You
name
think
was
it was-
Derek.
I
But they
bet.
called him Tattoo.
I bet if we pull it up, I bet it's not two O's in his name. I bet it's a U.
Oh.
Go ahead. Look it up.
I kinda wanna-
Let's get the producer on this.
Yeah. Rachel. Gloria, find Rachel. We're looking for our producer. Tap, tap, noises, typing. I think you can stop now. They got the bit, my friend. You've done it.
Hooray!
Everyone is laughing on the other side.
Thank you.
Okay, so
I'm gonna let all of this success go to my head. You're all dead to me.
forget you all. Actually, I'm leaving right now. I'm leaving now.
Wait, what the fuck was that? I don't mean to alarm you, but I think Tom Cruise might be in the house.
Oh, he's in the closet.
In the closet.
We all went there immediately. So the guy that plays Tattoo is actually in the Umbrella Academy show on Netflix, and he plays Klaus.
It wasn't a tattoo. It was the main villain.
Yeah, it was the guy who
had
the-
these
with the
on him.
swords.
He
No.
looked like Samurai Jack.
Okay. Tattoo is in the Umbrella Academy.
That
He's-
guy?
He's in the Umbrella
Nope,
Academy.
it's actually spelled like tattoo.
Oh, that's lame.
Yep.
I feel like they missed an opportunity to fuck
The
a
movie
name
would have
up.
been way better if his name was spelled with the U.
Yeah. God, man. I'm glad I didn't put money on that. Because I'm a man of my
Oh, I did.
word. I'm a man of my word.
Well, I've never seen Umbrella Academy, so I don't even know why I'm arguing.
Oh, yeah, why are you? What a dick. Okay, so the Umbrella Academy stars, some actors, and they're special and they have powers, yada yada. It's kind of like X-Men, but it's
It's
not.
kind of like ELEKTRA, but
No, it's nothing like Electra.
It's
It
pretty much
actually has a
Elektra.
story. It has interesting action.
oh, I don't think I'll watch it then.
and character development.
Yeah, if it's not Elektra, I don't care.
If it's
Okay.
not Daredevil 2, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah. If it's not Daredevil full screen, I don't want to see it.
Well, I think this is the widescreen,
Oh no.
Yeah, no, we watched Electra in full wide screen.
Oh boy.
which made
Blood
it.
Relic, however, was in full frame.
Also, Tattoo isn't in fucking Umbrella Academy. You're just a racist.
What? That is the same actor.
Chris Ackerman, that's the guy who plays Tattoo, and I don't see him having an umbrella.
You're not
Academy.
even.
I'm on
You're using
IMDb.
Google.
I'm on IMDb.
I'm going to the goddamn app.
I'm
I
at
gotta
the
do this
site.
every time I get into a debate with somebody.
Come on now.
Okay, what the fuck is Klaus's name? There he is. Klaus. Robert what? What's his name?
His name is Chris Ackerman.
What?
Yes.
Dude, tell me they don't look fucking alike. They look like the same goddamn
Okay,
guy.
yeah, they do look very similar.
That looks like the guy from Blood Relic.
They look very similar.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I smooth thought.
Yeah.
Well, I was wrong. I'll own up on it. I'll own up
See,
on it.
I told you.
Great, you've never even seen.
So I also like to point out that they advertise this red outfit that she wears once in the movie.
Yeah,
she
that's
wears
very true.
black and something else.
Heels. Heels is what
Yeah.
an assassin should wear at all times.
Of course.
Heels.
The one scene where she jumps up to stab the guy through the roof.
Her legs. She's like this. She's like, she looks like she's jackknifing into the pool. She's like, look what I can do.
It was so cool. It was so cool.
It was lame, is what you mean. I know what you mean by saying cool. It was lame. It looks so stupid. Who kills somebody like that? She's like, God, nobody can see me imitate. Oh my God, remember when she's running through the woods? I had everybody, you about pissed your pants when I did an impersonation of her running through the
my
woods
God.
like a stealthy
She was
person.
running like
Sideways running.
Yeah.
like she was blind trying to get through
Yeah,
it.
it looks like she was doing like fucking hip drills for football.
Just bear crawling
Yeah,
through the woods.
They're going through the woods.
She looked ridiculous. The action was, like we said, there's an OCD moment where she's
Takes the
We didn't
toothpaste
even-
out, plates.
yeah, she unrolls a towel and then takes a CVS plastic bag full of some toothpaste and shampoo and all this shit, and then she puts it on the towel. But at one point,
She's
Gray
packing
lost
her
it because
suitcase.
she puts a box of toothpaste on the towel and then takes that same box and then opens it up and then lays the toothpaste back down, and we're just like, why was that even done? Like who? Meanwhile, her trash looks like shit. If she's really OCD, there would be nothing in the trash
Yeah.
can. Let's be real. The trash can is for guests. Like when people come over, she's like, yeah, there's a trash can there. I'll burn it later. You know, like she's crazy, obviously.
Yeah.
She's hand cleaning her floors like Forrest fucking Gump. Like I don't know what's going on.
Forrest Gump and Orange Trump.
Forrest Gump and an orange trunk. You using way too many napkins. God, I'm loud. Sorry. I think the microphone. I think this is. Wow. Wow. It was on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. See. Yeah. Oh wow. Wow. Okay, enough of that.
What's that?
People falling asleep to this are like, I can't fall asleep to this. So she has this backstory where she is. Let me consult the notes.
I think we should
real
go
quick.
back to the purpose of this podcast, which is to help people fall asleep. So let's do sounds of the rainforest.
John, why do you insist on screaming in this small room every
Dude,
time?
I almost fell asleep. That was so soothing.
God, that hurt my ears. Okay, so we've addressed.
I'll turn
It sounds
down
just
in
like the
post.
rainforest, the place I want to leave, just like this studio now.
I'll turn it down in post.
The rainforest is trying to run
down
through.
in post. And I helped. What were you gonna say, Gray?
Nothing.
No, say it. Say what you need to say. Sing what you need to say. What are you gonna say? Okay.
Well, one of the best special features was the American Dad, the pilot episode that they
Yeah.
had
No,
in the.
I do want to address that. Go on. I was gonna say let's wait because
That
we
was
have
it.
so many pressing matters on ELEKTRA.
All right, let's press these matters.
Okay. Well, we've already addressed that she has a power, but we had no idea what it is. She can. I think it's like not a premonition, but just like a sense. You know how like prey can sense when there's a predator around, even though they can't see it. They're just like they can feel it, kind of thing.
Okay.
And because whenever they were at the house and she was like, "Come with me if you want to live," she didn't fucking say that. That would have been fucking horrible. I think I would have broke the movie. I would have taken it out and snapped it in half. No, you do not get to get watched. So she's like going to save the guy and his daughter, her original targets, for some fucking reason. Oh,
She's
I remember.
an assassin?
Yeah, the little girl. Spoilers: the little girl's an assassin, and she kills with a necklace. And that's a fact. But Jennifer Garner is going to save them. Excuse me. ELEKTRA's going to save them. And so she's like, come with me. But then we see this weird. You guys have seen Daredevil, right?
I've seen ELEKTRA. I don't know about.
Yeah, I saw Daredevil too.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Daredevil, he can see through sound, right? So like all the sound.
Echolocation.
Right, what I'm talking about visually, like whenever we see,
No, yeah, no,
whenever the
I know
audience needs to be
how
shown what the
Daredevil
blind
works.
man is seeing. Yeah. So it's like everything's like outlined in blue and stuff, and like it looks really cool. It looks like something from the Matrix. I'll give him that. But like that's what kind of happened in ELEKTRA. It looked reminiscent as to when Bruce Wayne was blind and in Daredevil, and he could see. And he could see by, of course, echolocation and sound and all that stuff. Yeah, Daredevil's just like through Hell's Kitchen. I'm gonna get these criminals. He's just like
They're not gonna hear me.
he's just clicking. He's like. Meanwhile, everybody's like, I don't know what the fuck Daredevil's doing over there, but he's clicking. He's totally
They're
giving
just
himself
watching
away.
him just walk around.
Anyways, okay, so she has this power. Go ahead.
I'll get you, bad guys.
With the stick.
Shouldn't we do something about this, boss? No, just let him tire himself out. He does this every week. Like
He looks like a one-legged duck, just swimming in a circle. He's just doing his cane. No offense to blind people, obviously. We're making fun of Bruce Wayne. Okay,
Ben Affleck, no.
yeah,
whatever his name is.
the
Bruce
Applebee's.
Affleck.
Ben Applebee's.
Ben Wayne. Ben Wayne done that.
And wine.
And wine. So we've addressed that she has some type of power. We don't know what it is. I'm guessing because I've seen Daredevil, so it looks like something I've seen visually, and it just seems like a sense of a predator sensory thing.
I sure hope it wasn't a sense of accomplishment after that movie was filmed.
God, how much was the budget? They said
50s?
37.
No, it was in the 50s. It was at the very minimum. It was
57.
Yeah,
48.
56 or something.
Yeah.
57 or 56. Yeah, that sounds right. So high 50s $million. I don't even know how much it
And
probably
it was
didn't make that.
2005 monies.
Right, which is
So-
after 80s money.
Yeah. So it was still like a little. Didn't get nearly as inflated as it did now. as
Yeah.
the money is now.
God, I bet it's
on account of
Gray's
everyone's
looking it up right
favorite housing crisis, 2008. What?
Yeah, never forget the housing crisis.
Never forget all of your spaghetti.
What's it say, Gray?
Oh, the box office was 56 million and the budget was 43.
Caleb, you didn't even read the budget right yesterday. So it made
dingus.
56.
56.7 million.
Superhero
USD.
movies were popular at the time. That was the Sam Raimi Spider-Man
Well,
era.
dude, you're very right. You're very right. We should talk heavily about that because Daredevil was a smashing success box office.
Yeah.
Horrible fucking movie. Horrible movie. I don't even think Colin Farrell acknowledges it anymore.
Colin Farrell's in Daredevil?
Colin Farrell is in Daredevil.
Oh my god.
Yes.
What's Colin Farrell doing now? I haven't seen anything with him in forever.
Last I saw was The Lobster.
With inflation, it's 56. So I don't know if he.
Why are y'all on Google? God damn it.
Oh, sorry, I forgot you had the Bing virus or whatever.
I'm using IMDb, the app on my phone.
He's not going to find the cost of inflation on IMDb.
I don't care about the cost. I just wanted to know how much it made.
That's what he's saying is equivalent
With inflation.
to today, 43 million would be 56 million.
Well, then what was its budget?
Oh, it made 56 million back then. But its budget was 43 million, but the budget today would be worth 56 million. Ergo, what it made would be worth
No, I
70
understand
million?
I understand inflation. I'm saying I wonder what its original budget was. I thought it was 56 million yesterday.
No, it's 43.
And it made 56.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's opening weekend. Oh my god.
How much did it make?
Well, back in 2005, opening weekends were 4 days instead of 2. So.
Oh my god. 14 million.
Jesus.
That's so much.
I don't know if it made its money back.
It had to have. It made,
In Europe, it made. Oh, here I'm gonna go.
if we're talking about the promotional money too, because you're saying.
In Europe, it made $1 million.
Okay. Yeah, Europe knows that it's not smart to go to a terrible movie, even if it's a superhero movie.
700,000. Whatever that is.
Which one?
GB.
Great Britain, I want to say.
What's? Oh, Europe is all of those together.
Oh, it's encompassing all the
Yeah.
different ones.
Okay.
Did y'all figure out how to read numbers all of a sudden? Sorry,
No.
I'm such a fucking asshole.
No, I didn't. Why did you have to bring that up? Now I'm very embarrassed. I'm subconscious, and
I was just
think
making
I
up
think I'm gonna
numbers.
take my ball and go home. So
Okay.
podcast over. I'm taking my sound card.
Okay, so the budget was 43 million,
Mhm.
and then gross by country. Okay, worldwide gross 32 million.
Wow.
They lost $11 million on that. Jeez.
And that's not including promotional. What you were saying too, where you pretty much want to double the budget.
Yeah, the rule of thumb is that whatever
And
the
there was-
company says their budget is, you double that.
And there was a lot of promotion for
Oh my-
ELEKTRA. I remember a lot of promotion for that movie.
Horrible
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I had no intentions of watching it. I just remember seeing a
I
shitload of
didn't
commercials.
see it until yesterday.
Yeah,
I've
me
never
neither.
seen this movie.
I don't think any of us had seen ELEKTRA until then.
I never wanted to see it.
Yeah, there was no.
There was no reason other
yeah.
than now Shit Show, and I knew it was bad then. Seeing the trailers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They should have just picked one villain. That's
yeah,
it.
they tried.
They
Way
had
too hard to
the
add
Sinister
a bunch of
Six
her,
going
yeah, a bunch
on.
of
It
her
felt like
a bunch of her the bad guys that show up and fight her in the comics. They forced all of them in there.
yeah.
They should have had one, maybe two, to have that undervillain, kind of like how with the Homecoming did with the Shocker, where you barely even see him, but he shows up to be the little underboss.
Yeah. No, exactly. Just a tiny nod. We
Yeah.
don't need every bad guy ever getting a backstory. Oh, I'm looking up Spider-Man 3 real quick. 2007. Wow. I was gonna say something. It was interesting how many bad guys there were in this, and then how many bad guys were in Spider-Man 3. But that trilogy alone has made the most money, other than Avengers and shit. But
Who else was in Spider-Man 3? I remember Venom.
It was the Sandman was one of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that was 3.
Thomas Hayden Church,
I thought Sandman was in. Oh yeah, I guess that was 3. Okay, yeah, and then
'Cause
and then they had Green Goblin and fucking yeah, that was overkill. That was so much overkill.
Yet Marvel now just can balance an entire Marvel cinematic universe in one movie. It's like, you didn't get any more? did you want more? Everybody's here. Like, I know you haven't seen Endgame, and I won't spoil it. Gray and I have seen it, but like, talk about a movie that can balance 20 fucking people. Like,
Yeah. Well, the Russo brothers know what they're doing.
yeah. And it's also been built over the last decade. But nonetheless, we're talking about ELEKTRA, where they have the characters motivate. I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, at least BLOOD RELIC, it's like, okay, we have a totem. The totem makes somebody angry, and they kill people. Done.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on in ELEKTRA? Like,
She's an assassin, but she meets the family for some reason before the date of the assassination. She doesn't know her targets, I'm assuming, or maybe she does.
And then she's conflicted with human emotions.
And then she's conflicted with human emotions. Like, oh well, I had dinner with this family and they were really nice, and it's like, you're an assassin. It's not how assassins work.
Yeah. Go put on your high heels and kill people.
Yeah, they're cold-blooded. They're cold-blooded, no emotion. Like, that's what it... That is the job requirement to be somebody who assassinates people.
Yeah.
Is you have to be cold-blooded and not care. Not put fucking any sort of, like, emotion into it.
Yeah. Well, this movie was a riot to make fun of. Like, Gray and I were talking earlier when we were having lunch. I just had him laughing so hard last night.
You know what movie we need for Shit Show is Hitman. Because just thinking about
the new
Assassin,
one with Timothy Oliphant.
Yes,
I never saw it. I never saw it.
Awful.
Oh, good.
Did
you see?
I loved the Hitman series growing up, so I really wanted to watch. So I decided to watch it, and all I remember from it is there's like a scene where there's like 6 hitmans fighting each other with swords in a Hitman movie. Like, you played the games, right?
No.
I played the games.
Well, yeah. So the games are all like Metal Gear Solid style. You're stealth. You don't even want people to know you're there.
Oh yeah, assumed
kind of thing.
In and out.
And they decided to make it a thing where there's 6 bald hitmen fighting each other in suits with swords, and I think some of them are going akimbo with the dual wield swords too. It's so dumb.
It's just a perfect example of a studio getting a property they have no idea what to do with. Stop.
And this came out around the same time as Born Identity. Just make it a fucking Born Identity movie.
Yeah. Make Bourne kill people with a katana.
Not even a katana, like in Hitman.
2 katanas. However many, John. It doesn't matter.
I mean, in Hitman, you could make the kills be very goofy and over the top, in the later games, and in some of the early ones too.
Well, here's
but,
a perfect.
A lot of the kills, mostly, you wanted them to look like either accidents or like you hit them with a syringe or you poison something or something.
Right.
You know, it's like it's stealthy, it's real. It's not explosions in your face, blah 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 blah. Action.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here they did make a successful Hitman series, and it's called John Wick.
Yeah.
Like, that's a movie where he uses a gun, and not until he's presented with another option does he use it. Yeah. And then in Hitman, I always remember it just being the 2 pistols with silencers. That's what I got from the advertisements. As I never played, I didn't know about the poisoning. It seems completely intelligent to have that in there.
Oh, it's such a fun. But
it's like,
such a fun
if you're
series.
having a guy in a black suit, he has a gun and he's just gonna take somebody out and then walk away. It's like, to have sword fights and that is stupid. Now in John Wick, it's amazing because he's killed people in the craziest ways with guns already. It's like, what else can he do?
Yeah,
like he's already killed every way you can.
Over the top.
Yeah, it's like when you're watching the fatalities.
John Wick was in a franchise that was already considered like not over the top. Like, if you're shooting your way through Hitman, you're playing it wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
fair enough. Well, it's like the first I forgot what I was gonna say, or no, I forgot. It'll come back to me. But nonetheless, okay. So back to ELEKTRA. She's this assassin that is not good at being an assassin. She has size, which is probably the worst weapon to use. Jason Isaacs is in the first scene. Then dies. Spoilers. He dies.
Poor Jason Isaacs.
Yeah, Thanos' Kaiser Soze.
With the glass drop scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wanted to do the classic overhead shot with a super slow-mo drop of a glass. I mean, I've seen it in so many fucking movies. Everyone loves to do this. But they couldn't get the shot. So they had to reshoot it. So they have the glass starting to fall from an overhead shot at super slow motion. And they reshot it from the perspective of the floor to see the glass breaking. And they didn't shoot it at the same frame rate. So the glass breaking just looks like a really like a 90s music video.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Where it traces.
Yeah, where it traces. Yeah.
Not technically tracing, not like in the sense of like Flash Gordon, where the titles trace. Not like that.
Yeah,
that's a stylistic thing. This is tracing because the frame is capturing motion.
Yeah, and they're
frame.
trying to slow it down too slow.
Yeah,
for the frames to be able to
it's
catch
ugly.
up. Yeah, it's
just tell them it's ugly.
It's
John.
ugly.
Two different
the lighting
shots.
is ugly too.
Ugly.
Like just every part about that reshoot, you can tell they didn't have a good shot and they needed to reshoot that one part and they just rushed it.
Yeah. Well, the lighting right before that, like right when we get into the whoever she's killing, because this is to show that she's an assassin. The lighting was amazing. Yeah, no, I was like Blade Runner.
No, everything. Pretty much every other part of the film, like the actual lighting and the coloration and shit, looked good for the most part.
I bet it's somebody important. Let's look up who it is. It's probably somebody.
Yeah, but like you could clearly tell that the glass break shot was a reshoot though, because it was so much lazier.
Oh no, absolutely.
Like it was done with like a cheaper camera. And they didn't have the same lights, so they just tried to film it, make it look like it was like just imply the glass is breaking. It looked good with the initial shot. If you can't get the whole actual glass breaking, just imply it.
Yeah.
Make a sound effect or something.
God, I don't see lighting. Maybe I should go under cinematography.
I think it's under Best Boy, maybe.
Bill Rowe.
Best Boy.
Bill Rowe did the cinematography for. Oh, that's a director I'm looking at. He's worked on a lot of stuff. Oh, yeah. He was the camera operator in Toys starring Robin Williams. If anybody's ever said that. He's done a lot. He's got a huge he's got a huge Lost Boys.
Yeah, when
Die Hard 2.
Yeah, if you have a large enough portfolio
you'll get work.
Like that, yeah. Clearly you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the lighting was.
Yeah, and then a lot of
it wasn't amazing all the way through.
Well, yeah, they
had
like
somebody
top
show
of the
up a couple days.
But there was a lot of like really cool like outside shots too, where like you could see like the sun on the clouds and like just it looked like a movie. Mm-hmm. It didn't flow like a movie. They didn't act like actors, but it looked like a movie.
The acting, and I know that Jennifer Garner is known for more serious stuff too. I know that she's not just a hammed
like
up
Daredevil.
Yeah, we're talking Daredevil. We're talking deleted scenes in Daredevil. Yeah, we're talking about dude, where's my car?
And I understand part of this comes down to like the director needs to direct, but like she just felt like a Julia Roberts without personality.
Yeah,
like let's bring in Julia Roberts, but let's strip all her personality, and that's Jennifer Garner in this.
Yeah. No.
At least in this, I haven't seen her in everything, so I can't speak on her as in.
Well, she was in Dude, Where's My Car, so she's pretty up there. A-lister.
A-list. I just remember from like commercials or something. I think she's on commercials now, so that shows enough. All I need to know about her career as an actor.
It's only gone up.
It's only going up. The action scenes in this, and the action sets, like remember the main bad guy. I don't know his name.
Sword guy.
Who's the main bad guy?
Is
Master Roshi.
Yun Li is his last name, I want to say.
He was sword guy.
But he's the bad guy, and he has like, remember he could manipulate sheets or something. Remember
that was his power. Yes.
He could like move cloth, and so like all these sheets are like whirling around her.
That was such a boring action scene.
I remember that from the preview.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, that looks like action going on, and then to see it, it's like, oh no, action's not going on. She's just standing there, and then cloth is moving behind her.
Yeah.
I thought it was in a sense of like she's tearing down a whole, meth house, and like shit's flying everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like loose papers flying, like in the raid and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was part of like the action, and it's like, no, that's him doing a superpower where he moves,
cloth.
600 thread count Egyptian cotton around her, and she's like, I got my size. not her size, not her weight, her weapons, her size. That are on the side of her.
Whatever those are called. Size.
The
little three prongy.
Yeah, one of the
ninjas use.
Ninja Turtles be having.
Yeah.
So I've got the action scenes were a yawn, and they truly were. They were, in a sense, like anytime there was something going on as far as the action, like flipping, the wire work was horrible. Remember when she was like flying she was like flying sideways, but her legs
sideways.
Fuck off. And she like hits some column, and it looks so bad because it's all in slow-mo, but not like artistic looking, not like visually cool the way 300 is. Like that would
I want to know what frame rate that was shot on, because that is fucking super slow-mo.
Yeah. Well, they shot with 3 cameras. So I'm pretty sure it's 3 cameras, and they're shooting it.
300 Illuminati.
They're shooting it wide, medium, and close up. I think at different frame rates, and that's how they're able to jump in prospectively. Okay. Illuminati confirmed.
Illuminati.
So I think they used a 3-camera setup for that. They also did 2-camera setup in Ninja Assassin with the Korean pop star Rain.
But they had to have at least somewhat a predecessor to like that Ninja or Phantom camera you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because the frame rates that they're shooting at are like...
Yeah, the Phantom does 1 million frames a second.
Ridiculously slow. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if the Phantom was out when 300
Definitely
was filming, but like it had to have been one of the Phantom's predecessors or a competitor's predecessor to like, because the frame rate that they shoot at is already super
watch
good,
it be
super
Panavision.
high.
Watch it be like just an adjusted frame rate like that you can shoot at like 120.
It's so smooth.
120 you could probably get away with that.
I don't know.
Even 90.
I don't know if you can get that level of slow mo at that smoothness at 120.
Well, they did use a movie that they did use the Phantom. Gray, the Phantom is a camera that shoots 1 million frames a second.
Oh yeah, I have one.
They're actually like $500,000. I want to say. Well, anyways.
Like that.
Oh, I have 2 then.
Well, they used one. They shot Sherlock Holmes, directed by Guy Ritchie. They shot the second one.
Oh, Holmes
with
and Watson.
No, leave. Get out.
Sorry, I'll just.
Yeah. Guys, stop what you're doing and watch Holmes and Watson, the greatest movie ever.
You don't do that to those people.
I won't. I'm gonna go let my girl in. I can't think of any of the I don't know. It's so hard to describe. When you're watching a movie and it's so baffling, you're like, why did they do it like that? And most of the times it's somebody holding a cigar, sitting in a suit in a dark theater going, oh, you gotta make it more, you gotta have tits and blood. It's the what's his name? Billy Drago. It's that guy. Like that person is sitting somewhere going, nope, this is stupid. This is too slow. Remember the deleted scene that we saw? And it was like, what did they do? They literally took that same material, chopped it up, and then they had her have a bow from the coastline and was gonna shoot.
Mm-hmm.
She was gonna shoot both of them with a bow and arrow through a window. No.
It's ELEKTRA. That's her power is bow.
You know what? Forgive me, Gray. You bring up a very valid point.
This is the prequel to Hunger Games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they haven't already added her into the MCU. The current MCU, because this predates the Kevin Feige era.
Well, no, he's the assistant producer.
No, he's co-producer. But not until he got more authority was he the one calling the shots.
He'll forever be the best boy in my heart, at least.
Isn't he the best boy?
He's just the best.
Okay, Jennifer Gardner, please love, don't. I mean, ever. I understand why they cast her. Alias was really huge.
Yeah, Alias was
J.J. Abrams, right?
At the time.
J.J. Abrams.
I believe so, yeah.
And that's a female-born identity kind of thing.
Yeah.
Brings us full circle. So like you've got this thing where she's becoming different characters, she's dyeing her hair, she's cutting her hair, she's putting on different clothes, makeup, she's always like killing somebody and looks completely different. In this, she looks the same. She's dry as a fucking sun-dried washcloth, like just out on a stone somewhere. Just so boring.
Yeah, so bland.
And I think that's the writing. It's like they don't know what we want to do. Gray, you pointed out the fact that in the special features there is an American Dad promo, which was really fun to watch. There's also a Family Guy one, which was not fun to watch. And I'm sorry, I'm just an American Dad guy all the way. But they were doing what was it? Here, Jennifer Gardner's Comic-Con presentation.
Oh,
presentation's a large word to use.
Sorry I couldn't be there. We're filming it still.
Yeah, you know, somebody, the presenter was like, "All right, guys, if you'll just direct your attention to the left, we have Elektra's got a special message," and everybody's like clapping and jerking each other off with lightsabers.
It's Daredevil too.
And then the lights come down and a screen starts to come down.
Yeah, and then they projector and screen. "Hey guys, it's Jennifer Garner. I so wanted to be there, but I'm here in a set somewhere doing this promo, even though we've finished shooting. It's probably being edited right now. Spring.
Red costume. They had me put it on for the promo.
We got this for you guys.
I'm only wearing the top half of the costume underneath this jacket.
Yeah, it was such pandering, and it was so bad. She was like, I have a lot of Elektra comic books.
Oh my God!
You mean the studio just dropped off some comic books? Like, yeah, here you go. Here's some fucking material. Here's the script. Here's the script. Yeah, they just threw down some fucking comic books. It's like issue 134 of 2004. Like, so it has no historical reference to what the character of Elektra is like or was born as. So I can only imagine. They're just stuffed somewhere in a drawer. And she's like, "Oh, this is my Elektra books." Okay, they're not books. They're comics.
She's actually OCD in real life. So she has them.
Yeah, she's got her comics, her toothpaste, the packaging of the toothpaste right beside the toothpaste.
Also.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we forgot the fruit. Yeah, she gets angry and then goes and organizes a fruit basket.
That's right after she finishes organizing the tooth.
I know we're dancing around, but like that's just how we have to play it. Like we have to shuffle this movie. Like you were saying, right after she organizes her toothpaste, she goes into the kitchen and
she organizes the fruit basket. And then also I got a huge kick out of the fact that while she was organizing all of her like bathroom materials, they did a close-up shot of a product named Close Up. I mean that was just kills. Yeah.
We watched that scene twice. Yeah. Gray liked to do the scene selection.
We also watched the first scene twice, but with Spanish subtitles and in French.
Oh yeah,
and it was
way more
100 times
so
better.
Much more entertaining when it was
I kind of want to watch it just French now. Just the I don't know. What does that say? That you would rather watch an American movie with French dub because it was so bad. But then again, Jason Isaacs is in that scene. We would have understood
the story the exact same amount.
Yeah,
had we watched it.
Yeah, visual storytelling. Jason Isaac is in that scene, so like even though it's all French dubbed, he's a great actor, and the setting, the mood is already cool with the light, the moonlight coming in, the blinds and stuff. Everything looks cool, so like it being French only made it more cool. We were like, oh, this is a totally different movie. What is my daughter's downstairs just tearing shit up? Okay, I would like to think it over what it's going to be unless you guys have anything else left to say about Elektra. I'm sure we'll have some more other Easter eggs.
I just love how you call your kid your daughter, because like I've had people be like, James has a kid?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, no, when we got Dove and I was like, yeah, our baby girl, we just got her home, everybody's like, you had a fucking kid? And I was like, no, I bought one. Black market, dude. Like, that's why I got the Bing virus. I was using the black market Bing search. Okay, let me go get my daughter real quick. You guys think it over as to what is going to be your choice for Shit Show Showdown.
I don't know. That one actually comes down a little tough.
I definitely choose Blood Relic, even though this was electrifying.
Absolutely electrifying.
Blood Relic was definitely way more fun to watch.
Yeah, I'd have to say Blood Relic was definitely a lot more fun, like more entertaining. We were all having a much better time watching it. Elektra started to drag a lot more than Blood Relic.
Dude, calm down. Shit.
Although we had a fair share of laughs for Elektra as well.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, Gray could not stop laughing. Everybody was making each other laugh. It was to the point of just complete hysteria, hysterically wise.
Well, something you said, John, you said this was a low budget that is obviously going to be bad, but this is a high budget, which was...
supposed to be good.
Yeah, and then it was bad, which I made it worse.
I wonder what if Blood Relic had a profit?
It definitely did. Someone did buy the movie.
Yeah,
so.
somebody had to have bought the movie for us to get to have it. So.
Blood Relic. I'm looking it up right now.
All right.
Oh god, 2005. Oh, the main actor of that movie, the guy.
Oh,
they don't even have pictures.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he does. Here he is. Mark. That was his character name, right?
Yeah.
His name is Meyer Deleuve. Deleuve? Meyer Deleuve?
Deleuve. Meyer Deleuve.
Deleuve? Nonetheless, okay.
Hey Gloria, can you get
Yeah, get Mark on the phone.
Yeah, get Mark.
Well,
on
that's
the
his
phone
character
so
name.
you can pronounce his name right. Get Meyer on the phone for us. So
Yeah,
you can
Oscar
pronounce,
Mayer.
his name right for us.
There is no information as far as the budget. Oh wow. So
Not surprising.
But God, Blood Relic. I wonder if it has another name. No. Okay. A group of college kids hired to help open an aviation museum on a closed use. Whatever.
Yeah.
That even the picture for the movie on IMDb is.
Shout out to Mark Deleuve though. He actually went on to act in a movie that had like all the actors on the cast and crew all have pictures except for one. So he's got that going for him.
Yeah, he does have that going for him. Yeah. So he's probably doing something.
Yeah, he's doing actual.
We should wish him the best of luck.
Yeah, best of luck to Mark Deleuve.
His name's not Mark. It's Meyer.
Oh, sorry, Meyer. Best of luck to Meyer. Looks like he's definitely making that money now because he's doing voices for like a kids TV series.
Oh wow, no, there's definitely money in that.
There's a lot of money in that.
Probably not a lot of money.
Not a lot, but there's some money in that.
What did you say your choice was though?
I'm Blood Relic.
Blood Relic.
Yeah,
Okay.
Blood Relic.
Why?
Because it was just cheesy bad. It didn't get nearly as boring as the other one did at times.
Fair enough.
It was just over the top. You knew what it was going to be awful from the very first scene with how poorly lit it was and how shit all the fucking everything was done.
Yeah, because ELEKTRA opens up with great titles.
Yeah.
We were talking about like it's the ink subtitle or not subtitles. The ink effects titles where you see like pictures and stuff. Brought to life by ink.
The thing that Marvel does now, like every time, but
yeah.
This is before they started really doing it too much. Mixed with like you had the cloth moving like Mulan.
Yeah, like it was very reminiscent of Mulan. I really liked it, and then the movie started, and that's all I have to say about that.
And the movie started.
So like the opening titles were great, and then what the fuck was that music in the credits? Doesn't matter. In the ending credits.
It was 2005 music.
Yeah,
God, it was bad.
Yeah, it was 2004 music.
Guys,
it was just
y'all listening, like you cannot fathom how bad it is from us describing it because we're just not doing it justice. There's something about watching a movie like Blood Relic and you understand it's bad and that's what makes it good.
Yeah.
You immediately understand. But then when you're trying to describe a movie that a company made, it's entirely different. Like this company put a lot of money into ELEKTRA and didn't even get half its return. You know what I mean? Or it barely got over half its return. So it's kind of baffling to describe that because you've got people that are talented doing what they're talented for, and then there's this horrible movie, and
it's
you're
just
like,
because it's a clusterfuck.
Yeah, it's a clusterfuck.
There's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Too many cooks, always.
So
and
like,
it's mostly the company. It's the company that's producing the film.
Yeah, it's when you get a movie produced by producers. They don't let the director direct. They don't let the fucking actors act. They
You get a Fant 4 stick.
Yeah, you get a Fant 4 stick.
Well, Kevin Feige just confirmed, Gray and I were watching a video yesterday, that X-Men and Fantastic Four will be in the MCU, but not for the next 5 years. So that's fine. We're going to have an end-credits scene. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's going to be like the end of Guardians 3.
Well, when does ELEKTRA get in there? Because I'm not going to be interested until...
Yeah, this phase,
and
this early phase...
a significantly larger role in the MCU.
Endgame was okay, but if ELEKTRA wasn't there, like, whispering in ears...
The movie would have been 5 minutes if ELEKTRA was in there. She would have sighed him to death.
Yeah, sighed him. Sighed. And what would you like for your sides? I'll get some size.
Can I get mashed potatoes?
Can I get a Ben Affleck?
Can I get a? It's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I already asked for Ben Affleck. I asked for mashed potatoes.
Okay, so, Gray, did you say that? Did I hear correctly that Blood Relic was your choice as well?
You did hear that correctly.
Okay,
yes.
so why did you choose Blood Relic?
It was just so much more fun to watch than this. ELEKTRA, it felt like I fell asleep for half of it and then woke up and it was still no plot.
Yeah.
But this, I understood exactly where it was going. The gutter. So I was able to follow Blood Relic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny to me that the cheaply made one actually has a much more formulaic and easy to follow plot than the high budget one did.
Yeah. Well, because with this high budget, they're just doing, okay, she's got to have the red outfit. Done. But she can't have it too early. You know, it's got to be like she's earning it. Jerk yourself off somewhere else. Like, we know why she's in the red outfit at the end. She's embodied the character we all came to see. Nobody gives a shit. Just make a movie that is coherent. Yeah. Stop doing things as a fan service. Like Daredevil, you say, who does Colin Farrell play? He plays somebody he wishes he never played, and that's Bullseye. And he has a bullseye on his fucking face. It's like, you know how they do like body mods to raise the skin? His is like indented in. It's not a tattoo, it's like a scar.
Yeah,
like somebody
he
branded
cut it.
And it's a target. And he whenever he like kills somebody, he's like, and he like rubs the target.
Oh my god.
It's purely fan service.
I can
it's
see why
purely
Colin Farrell
fan
doesn't
service.
want anything to do
no.
with that movie.
Have you seen The Lobster? Of course he wants nothing to do with fucking Daredevil. The Lobster is a goddamn masterpiece of fucking imagery, metaphors, fucking amazing. Human spirit, the human condition. I know I'm probably like using some of these terms loosely, but The Lobster is a phenomenal fucking film. If anybody ever gets the opportunity to see it, watch it.
Yeah, go watch The Lobster. I haven't seen it, but if anything this guy recommends, watch it.
Watch disaster movie. They filmed
anything this guy seriously recommends. If he says it's a joke, probably not.
Okay, so I'll choose my shit show favorite of the week, and then we can talk a little bit about Mandy since the three of us have seen it. Now, Mandy is something I'm going to be referencing in the future to come for Modern Chromatic, and in Modern Chromatic, I watch modern or post black and white films. I watch them in color. So Mandy was released
No. You watch post black and white films in black and white, so it has to be in color. The film
itself
did I say
is in color? Yeah.
The film itself is in color.
Yeah.
So anything that is
it's
that was originally released in color,
I rewatch in black and white. So that's what I do for Modern Chromatic, and right now I'm lazily working on episode 2, where I watch the Royal Tenenbaums and I deconstruct comedy through color. And in the next episode of Modern Chromatic, we're going to be watching Mandy, and so I needed John to watch it. Josh has seen it. I've seen it. James McKernan has seen it. I just needed you to see it. Yeah. So now that we can all fucking watch it in black and white, because
I'm super excited to see it in black and white, because like just watching it throughout, I'm just like, oh my god, I can only imagine what that scene looks like in black and white.
Okay, all right. So we'll hold off just a bit. This will be a little spotlight. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with. I think I might go with ELEKTRA.
Last week you went with Howard the Duck. You went opposite of what everyone else was. So why?
James always has to stand out and be different from everyone.
So why? Watching y'all's enjoyment is part of Shit Show. And sometimes we talk over movies and it hinders. But ELEKTRA, we were all laughing so hard. Not saying that we didn't at Blood Relic. Blood Relic was just a question of how did they pull that off? Not because it was good, but just like, how did you pull this off?
I think it's why did they pull that off?
Yeah, like I've made short films and I haven't been bold enough to make my own feature and fail at it, which is all the part of getting better at your craft is failing. Yeah. And it's like, this is an absolute fail, Blood Relic.
That's a good thing to touch on. I know we're already running really far, but just in general, anything, like whatever you do, people at home, like you have to fail at it. You're gonna fail at it. Like you have to fail so that you can get better at it. Yeah. There's no such thing as like immediately being good at something. So
shout out to failing.
Yeah, so shout out to failing. Embrace the failure. Be down to fail and willing to fail. That way you can get better at it.
So Thanks, John. That's something I like to preach with my friends and family too. Like, if you want to get good at something, you gotta be willing to fucking suck at it.
Yeah.
So, nonetheless, I'm really good at sucking dick. I failed a lot. Contest. Great. You're the you're the ref.
If you guys say so. I don't want to, but I guess.
Yeah, I really don't want this. He's taking his pants off. I hate this. No, so ELEKTRA, while it was a giant heap of shit, it was a big budget heap of shit. So it had so much further to fall.
Yeah.
And we get to hold it at higher standards. So making fun of it becomes even more funny. When you're making fun of something that's already a piece of shit, it's like when you make fun of your friend, you're like, hey, you're a fucking idiot. And they're like, yeah, I know. It's like, it kind of deflates the whole joke, right?
Yeah, exactly.
When ELEKTRA thinks it's a great movie,
Now
which is what,
okay.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I loved looking over and watching all of y'all be like, why? Like, this is a lot of money went into making a piece of crap. Very little money went into making this piece of crap, Blood Relic, and it was what we expected.
It probably cost less to make Blood Relic than it cost to make that tree falling scene.
Oh my god, yes. That was, dude, you called it. Like, there's a scene in ELEKTRA where a tree gets knocked down and she climbs it. She like runs up it as it's falling down.
And then
there were like 5 different angles.
Yeah, they used the first person perspective
of the tree. Yeah, it was like
the tree first person.
It was like looking down the trunk and she's running up the trunk. I mean, it was expensive shot.
Yeah.
Lots of wire works, lots of stunt work, lots of waiting around. Like, you have to wait for, all right, we're going to raise the tree. So they got to raise it up again to get a different angle of that's a lot of fucking money. A lot of stunt work, a lot of people, a lot of people. It was stupid.
Yeah,
it looked like a piece
a
of
dumb
shit.
Shot.
Yeah, it was so dumb.
Yeah.
5 different angles achieved nothing.
Yeah,
it looked stupid as fuck.
Awful.
Another reason I really liked ELEKTRA was the tattoo guy. I thought he was the most creative as far as superpower. We had a witch that could kiss people to death.
ELEKTRA, the movie, because that was written by somebody who wrote the comic.
No, I'm just saying that's one of the things that made it entertaining.
Yeah,
With the Shit Show Showdown, it's like whatever you find most entertaining,
okay,
right?
True.
And I thought that was really fucking cool. Like, it was cool to see the tattoos come out. I was like, why wasn't he just the main bad guy?
Yeah,
just make him a main bad guy. No, we gotta have the guy fucking.
And then we also had the lady that
selling linens out here is gonna fucking kill everybody. What?
Yeah, and then there was also the lady that like whatever she touched turned.
Yeah, she was like a poison ivy.
Yeah, she was poison
type
ivy
character. And then, God, there was some guy that just had like a knife. Remember, he was in a tank top.
Oh yeah,
he just had like a knife. What the fuck does he do?
Anyway, that was my favorite character for the first entrance, but I forgot.
He came
came in all like flamboyant and like, look at me, John Cena.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to say ELEKTRA. I mean, it was the Blood Relic was, I'm always looking for the shittiest movie. Like, that's my goal. What can I find that everybody's going to hate? Because that's going to make me love it, right? ELEKTRA, just all around, way more entertaining. I don't know, more coherent. So
more coherent
as far as like shot composition.
okay.
Hold on, more coherent technically wise.
Okay, yeah.
As far as technically making the film,
speaking, it was way more coherent.
But
from a story standpoint, I gotta say, Blood Relic was way more coherent. As a story,
for sure. I knew what the fuck was going on. I even called it.
Yeah,
I knew so much that I guessed the end. I couldn't have guessed a damn thing in this. I never would have guessed that she's gonna organize some stuff in her bathroom. I never would have guessed she's gonna organize a basket full of
somebody
fruit.
doesn't follow ELEKTRA lore.
Yeah. Yeah, if I just read the lore, I'll
Didn't
call
read
it
the comic book set.
Hey, Jenny Gar, lend us some of those. Jagar. Lend us some of those ELEKTRA books that you love so much, that you've been reading in preparation for a character that has very few intelligent lines, and you don't even really fight that much. You kind of walk down the hall. I'm digressing.
Yeah,
if
what
you want to come on the
in
show,
that movie, Jagar?
There was 2 scenes where she was just walking through the middle of the room, and it was like supposed to look, atmospheric and stuff. It looked terrible.
Yeah.
It looked good technically wise. Story wise, it's terrible. You're not doing anything. Nobody's reading that. Nobody's drawing out 10 panels of you walking through a hallway. in a comic book. You enter the building and then Mustache, the bad guy, Mustachio shows up. Like the villain just shows up, and that's how that goes. Well, nonetheless, anyways, yeah, Elektra's my pick. Sorry, I could keep talking about them, but I know that we try to keep this at like an hour, just so like.
Yeah, we're already running really long.
Are we
I
really?
want to talk about Mandy.
Okay, well, we don't want to talk too much about Mandy because we'll have way more to say.
Yeah, we'll have way more to say when it's
So my pick for this week was ELEKTRA. You guys chose Blood Relic, so the contender is Blood Relic for the week. So that's this week's winner, Blood Relic.
So that means we buy it on Blu-ray, or?
Yeah. Oh, Gray, after we watched Howard the Duck, Gray found Howard the Duck in the $5 bin at Best Buy for $5. Yeah, I said that. That's redundant. Well, nonetheless. All right, let's talk about Mandy.
The redundancy department of redundancy.
Yeah, we're the redundancy department of redundancies. It's a little redundant. Could you redact that statement? So we've talked about, or not we've talked, Gray has seen Mandy. We watched it before you watched it because I was like, Gray, this movie's awesome. Gray didn't care for it as much. Without getting too descriptive, since we're going to be doing Modern Chromatic, what is it that just sold it for you?
The whole fucking package, dude. I absolutely adored it. From the opening credit sequence with like the very, very light guitars going on the background, kind of build everything up.
Yeah. Very, very trippy.
Yeah. Everything was really psychedelic and trippy. There was it was over the top, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Like
Evil Dead.
Yes,
like how that's over the top on purpose.
Yes, everything was a little fantastical and stylized, and then the visuals were breathtaking.
Yeah,
the soundtrack was amazing. The acting was top notch. The title cards where it's like the Smoky Mountains and then the Children of the Dawn and shit. It was so.
Like the chapters.
Cool.
Yeah, they would do
the title cards for the chapters were so fucking cool.
And then when Mandy, like when they finally get to Mandy.
Yeah, when they finally get to Mandy and it grows out like a death metal band's logo.
Yeah.
Like everything about that movie, like I literally felt like I watched it from start to finish in like 10 minutes, and it was almost 2.5 hour movie. Now
you say that the movie basically felt like 10 minutes, so needless to say, it didn't move slow for you.
No, it moved very
however,
well.
It did move slow for you. What is it about Mandy that just turns you off? Not to say that generation plays into anything, but we share an 18-year gap with Gray. So, I mean, not 18. You're 18.
What are y'all, 36?
No, you're 18. We share at least a 13-year gap with Gray. So he sees the world a little bit differently than you and I, John.
Yeah.
So I was excited to show him this movie because I knew that his opinion was going to be a little bit different. I had no idea, though, that it was going to be so different that he was like, I never want to see that again.
I'm pretty envious because the way y'all are describing it, it sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But when I watched it, I couldn't get into it.
Couldn't get into it, yeah.
I mean, all the colors were cool and everything, and the guitars. I couldn't get into it. It's not my type of movie.
I understand where you're saying it moves slow. If you think about like everyday life, if I could just get like really break it down. If you think about everyday life moves slow until it's a week later and you're like, wow, that was a week later?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then it moves fast when you're thinking about the past. But when you're in the present, it's moving at its time. And I think that's how the movie plays out right in the beginning. We've got the character building up. We have this moment where they're sharing a dream, on the couch, and she's talking about some dream or something. It's like
that was also something that I loved was the dream sequences being all animated.
Yeah. Well, it's essentially that moment where she's talking, and she's like, we had to kill the baby chicks or whatever. I can't remember the bird.
Yeah, the God, yeah, the little God, what were they? They're
ducklings
like
or something.
Spring something or
anyways,
they're little birds.
She's just rambling on, and to Gray, I'm sure it's just like, why is she talking? Like, this has nothing to do with the plot. But then if you think about it, it has everything to do with the plot. It's just a random moment where two human beings are sharing a moment, and then something extraordinary happens. So they're just two people living their slow, boring lives out in the woods. He's a lumberjack. She
works at the convenience store or whatever.
Yeah, or a bookstore or something like that.
I think it looked like a tackle and bait shop.
Yeah. She was reading a book. That's what I'm thinking of. So they're just regular people living slow, boring lives, being in love. And not until the extraordinary happens does the movie start to fucking get some throttle.
Mm-hmm.
And so
when it gets throttle, though,
Yeah.
it goes 150 miles
Dude,
an hour.
it doesn't stop until it fucking runs out of gas.
Yeah.
Like, unbelievable. So Gray, you're not the only one. Like, people at work that we work with, they agree that it's slow. So I've heard some people go, "Oh, it's slow," and I'm just like, "What? It's slow?" Like, that to me is building up.
Yeah, it's just it's
the
establishing
entire
the world
payoff.
universe. Is establishing
It's like
the characters.
foreplay.
Yeah,
Like, do you want to just start having sex right now, or do you want it to be a little intimate? Do you want it to get personal? That way, the payoff is amazing, right?
dude.
So that's how I see
don't
the
wanna
movie.
I don't want to spoil it for people at home because I highly recommend seeing it. But like that build up is what made the ending scene so powerful.
Yeah.
Where he's driving.
Yeah.
Like that just makes that scene so fucking powerful. The elation in his smile.
Yeah.
Like,
He is completely
I
alone.
had fucking goosebumps watching that
I'm
scene.
having goosebumps
Yeah.
right now talking about it. Okay, for those of you that don't know about Mandy, Mandy is a revenge love story. And it stars Nicolas Cage. Now, Nicolas Cage is pretty much an internet spoof at this point with a lot of our generation and younger generation. But I grew up loving Nicolas Cage and never turned on him.
He's not.
Ever.
He's not a.
He's not a bad-
He's not a Coppola on accident.
He's an Oscar actor,
yeah,
guys.
He's not a Coppola on accident.
He forgot to pay his taxes. That's why he's in the movies
Yeah,
that you're watching
and
now.
he bought like Tyrannosaurus Rex skulls. Like he's
Yeah.
not great with his money. That's
Yeah.
why he has to take all these stupid roles.
Yeah, he's literally having to pay off all this shit. So that's why Mandy was a gem to me. This will be one of the best films, top 10 films I've ever watched. And some of those films that I consider the top 10 have been contenders for years. And this is a recent movie. This is what, last year?
Yeah, 2018.
2018. 2018, a movie. I never thought I would be wowed by a movie anymore. It's so, to be wowed by a movie nowadays, you've got to watch old movies
Yeah.
to see where the movies you've watched have ripped from.
Yeah.
So then when you see those, you're like, you're taken by it because they don't have the same technology as they did today. You know, they didn't have all of this stuff back in the day. I'm not even giving examples, but to people that understand and know film, like, it hasn't been easy always, like, to do certain things. Some people pioneered certain techniques that are
Yes.
standard.
that they had to because there was no other way to give the shot.
So whenever I watched this movie, I sat on the edge of my fucking seat in the theater with my mouth just open. My jaw dropped. I was just blown away to see, like, because the violence is so visceral and over the top that it makes you laugh.
Yeah.
Not because you love violence, but because in
Yeah.
your primitive nature, humans respond to two things: sex and violence. And that's why they're sold in media and news and advertisements. It's either sex or violence that motivates man or woman.
Yeah, I was bursting out laughing. Speaking of that, when he was like, "Oh yeah, hold your tongue."
Yeah, like the violence is so over the top that you're just laughing because it's so visceral. You're just
Yeah.
like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like, how much further are they gonna go?
But the psychedelic scenes were so over the top too that it made me like. It's the first movie since Fear and Loathing that actually made me uncomfortable during a drug sequence.
Really, and it's one of the few movies that I would say that nailed drug trips.
Oh, definitely.
I hate when you see like stoner movies and they're smoking. They're like, oh my God, do you see that giraffe driving that bus? That's not how marijuana works.
Yeah.
I don't know of any drug that works like that. I know that people like they hallucinate things and stuff on different acids and like different trips and shit, I'm trying to say. But like, that's not how drugs work. When you see this and like the camera trickery of the LSD trip scene.
Yeah, and then there's
I
also
literally-
the scene too where she gets drugged by like the hornet thing.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I thought you
That
were talking
scene
about the later
specifically.
scene with the guy who, like licks
No,
his-
no,
licks the guy, yeah.
not that scene. Not that scene. That's a great scene.
I love that scene.
They just Panos Cosmatos, I believe is his name, the director, who also did Black Rainbow,
Or behind the Black Rainbow. or
yeah,
something
Beyond
like
the
that.
Black
Beyond
Rain-
the Black Rainbow.
which I need to see.
Yeah,
I hear it's sci-fi horror or something.
So good, such good things about it.
But I'd never seen like just successful drug trips in a movie to where they use camera technique to make the audience trip.
Well,
during the scene with her. You know what I'm talking about? Like the way they have two talking heads framed. They have the antagonist and the protagonist, and they're fading in and out of their faces,
changing.
And it's like you don't know if your eyes are playing tricks on you until you realize, oh my God, they've changed the face. Like you don't even see it happening.
It's so subtle.
It's very subtle. We could spend 3 hours talking about this movie alone.
And then leading up to that part where they're dragging her in, and then you see like the
tracer
going
Yeah, it's
on.
tracing. Yeah, it looks like not scanners. I was thinking of something else. Yeah, the visuals. I mean, he clearly has an eye. Like we have a director who is going to make phenomenal work here in the future. I know Gray disagrees with like the pacing of it, but like the gore was just so amazing. The fight scenes, like when he fights the pig, the coke pig, you know, he's got the giant spiked dildo.
Yeah,
like, that's
whatever part where it was where he touched the drugs, and then right before, like he knew it was caught, and then he did that.
John was talking about that too. Yeah, the chemist. I think that's his character name. That scene is so beautiful.
So amazing.
So
I just love after speaking of the coke pig, like after that whole sequence where he just like, well, I'm not coming out of this.
Yeah.
Like,
he just does a whole bunch of
one drop of that shit that those
his
dudes were drinking.
His face fucking melts.
And his face fucking melts, and all those visuals. And then mind you, earlier in the scene, fucking the main
one
bad
of them
dude
drank it,
took the whole fucking
chugged
thing
the whole goddamn thing.
Had it like coming down out of. Oh my God.
It's visually amazing.
Visually, it's so great. The whole movie's amazing. I love this movie so much. I'm buying it on Amazon.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I found a Blu-ray copy I'm getting for myself. I found a $4 DVD copy I'm going to get for somebody. So somebody's getting a copy of Mandy on DVD. So
Gray loves Mandy.
Yeah,
no, even
awesome.
though it was slow, what was something you did like about it? Because I know that we've talked about the polar opposites. John here on the side of the table, absolutely loving the film, and then you on the other side of the table, just not seeing it that way. You were like you said, you wished you had seen it the way we saw it.
The way y'all are describing it sounds awesome, and I wish I could see it like that. I just can't, though. I don't know why.
Maybe it just wasn't the time. Sometimes I have this thing where I won't watch a movie unless the universe makes me watch it. You guys know Adaptation, starring Nicolas Cage, where he plays two twins?
I know of it. I've never seen it personally.
I'd never seen that until film school. And it was not something that I just was like, omit to. I was like, whatever. It wasn't anything like that. It was just I never got around to it. And that's how most movies are in my life. I didn't see Rear Window until I was in my 20s, and I saw it at an art house theater. And I was like blown the fuck away.
Yeah, Rear Window is an amazing.
It's like one of those things where like the universe just is like, all right, you're gonna watch this movie now, and it's poignant to your life. You saw it at the right time at the right age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I bet I would have loved ELEKTRA when it came out, because I loved Daredevil when it came out. You know, I bet if I saw this back then, I would have been like, that's pretty cool. It was fun. I liked it. And then rewatching it today, I'd be like, what the fuck did I see in that? Like, it's a good thing I saw it when I saw it, because I saw it for what it was, which is just a giant tax write-off.
A lot of the films I watched during that era were very like blockbustery.
Yeah.
And all that's like,
that's what I like about Mandy. It's
perfect
a
example.
sleeper,
Chronicles of
bro.
Riddick. If I had seen Chronicles of Riddick now, I probably wouldn't like it that much.
Yeah.
But when as like a 13-year-old, I fucking adore that movie.
Oh yeah, well, because it came off the heels of fucking Pitch Black.
Yeah.
It was. I hear they're making another one. Whatever. But Mandy was such a sleeper. I think that's what drew me in. You had Nicolas Cage, so you had a powerhouse actor that's usually known for acting in horrible films now.
Yeah.
But when you saw the style of the film in the trailer, you were like, I realized, I was like, I'm doing this for the taxes.
Yeah,
like
this is a legitimate film.
This is a legitimate film.
He really is excited about.
This is a visionary director, and they chose me. I'm gonna give it my fucking best. And I think a perfect example of his performance is when he's drinking.
Oh, dude, he can.
Without spoilers, he goes into the bathroom and he chugs vodka.
Yeah, he can do breakdowns, like some of the best breakdowns I've ever seen.
He literally goes through all the stages of fucking depression.
Yes.
He's like laughing.
I'm just saying, between that and
sad,
like leaving Las Vegas,
hysterical.
like he can do breakdowns and hysterics like
Leaving
nobody's
Las Vegas
business.
Is my favorite Nick Cage film. Leaving Las Vegas. He plays an alcoholic writer that his wife takes the kids and leaves him. So he decides to drink himself to death. He drank for an entire year, in preparation for that. Drank every day. He became an alcoholic.
Actually?
He became an alcoholic and drank every day for a year in preparation for that role.
That's just
People hate on. They sleep on Nicolas Cage.
They don't
but
know
like,
Nicolas Cage because they haven't seen him in good movies. They've only seen him in bad movies where he's hamming it up because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like, and even in ones where like they're kind of cheesy but still good movies, like Kick-Ass, he does a good job.
Great.
He does a great role.
He's doing Adam West.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
And I really want to see Birdie. Like, I've heard that's phenomenal.
I haven't heard of that.
He plays. He comes back from, I believe, Vietnam, and he's kind of okay, but he's still kind of fucked up. But his buddy is so fucked up from the war that he's in a mental hospital. So he's like constantly visiting him and trying to like help him get over it, and not get over it, but like it deals with a lot with PTSD, and it just looks phenomenal. And I've heard amazing things about his performance in it.
I'll have to check that trailer out. Well, I don't want to talk too much more about Mandy because, like I said, I want to save it for...
We're running really long.
We're
probably at a 2 hour mark.
We'll wrap it up. I have nothing else to say other than thank you guys, you, John, you, Gray. Gray, I'm so glad that you were able to spend 2 weeks with us. And
I'm also glad.
Hell yeah.
Go on.
Oh, that's it.
So I'm glad that you were able to visit and be in 2 shit shows and 2 Cinema Chat podcasts. John, always with you, brother. But just as importantly, you guys, everybody that listens, like, it's so you guys don't. You're on the other side and you're listening to us and we're talking yada yada. Like, our narcissism, yes, it has to be fed, but like. It's so enjoyable to do this.
Yeah.
And it's so enjoyable to hear people come to us and go, hey, that movie you saw, I saw that. And like, here's a different view, or here's something interesting. Like, when I went to work.
Yeah, shout out to Christy.
Yeah, shout out Christy.
Yeah, with she was talking about she used to grow up with Flash Gordon.
Yeah, that's right. She said she was one of the first ones.
And then Eric Brahms again. Like, he was talking about how he and his buds used to watch Howard the Duck when they were kids.
All the time.
It's just
it's
so
really
cool.
interesting to hear people's, like, I really love talking about movies, and so if I can do it with a small group like I'm doing right here, that's amazing. But if we can expand that community to where everybody else is talking about the same shit you like, it's so fun.
It's so much fun.
I encourage you, the viewers.
Thank you, James, since you can't thank yourself.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I didn't even see that coming. Wow, you totally got me. No, it's nice. I could talk about movies all day, and this is what I love to do. I love making films. We've got skits that we're making, all sorts of stuff. So I just wanted to wrap it up with a big thank you to you guys here in the studio. Caleb and Josh, you're not here today, but cheers to you guys as well. Like,
yeah,
everybody
that participates in Shit Show,
and
Jacob,
Rachel,
Natalie,
our producer.
our producer.
Yeah. So I love you guys, I'll treat y'all like family. Gray, you are family, so I won't treat you that way because you're already.
They didn't tell you.
Oh. You know the family secret, and you're younger than me. I'm like, how the fuck does that happen? But anyways, I'm James with Alien Arts Show, and this is Cinema Shat, brought to you every Thursday. I'm in the studio with
John
and my boy
Gray.
Thank you.
So follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Alien Art School.
Yeah.
Also
Follow us
check
there,
out,
guys.
well, you're already on the YouTube. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe.
Yeah, hit that little bell so you get updates.
And now that we're done whoring ourselves out, we hope you enjoyed this show.
Yeah, fuck us. # fuck this podcast. I'm leaving.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.